Yo, what's up, it's Dominator, welcome back to Apex Legends and welcome to Season 11. Today we're going over the best legends to use in the new season, but if you also want to know what the best weapons are, then I have a brand new video out now, which will be linked in the description below and in my pinned comment. Now, I know I haven't made much Apex content recently, but I have a lot coming on the way. I'll also have my Apex Legends playlist linked in the description as well. If you're not familiar with tier lists, we rank the best and worst legends all the way from D tier all the way to S tier. Starting us off in D tier is Crypto. Crypto is placed at the very bottom due to his abilities making him very vulnerable. Although allowing his drone to pick up banners is an amazing feature, he's also vulnerable and stationary whilst doing so. Crypto did not get any buffs during the new patch, but with his recent performance he's really not playing as well as he used to. Seeing he's the worst legend in this game is not the way to approach. He would not be in the game if he was a bad legend overall. There are just much more legends better than him. All it takes is a couple buffs for him to get up. And at the end of the day, he is a very enjoyable character to play. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. He can be clutch in many different ways, but due to him being stationary during his drones, making him very vulnerable, is what puts him all the way down to D. Joining Crypto in D tier is Mirage. Mirage has pretty much always been in D tier. Mirage needs some love at the moment, he hasn't been getting it from the devs recently. He's also a solo character and doesn't work well with the team. Doesn't work well in competitive either. There is a reason why he isn't picked a lot in major tournaments, and that's due to him not being a team player. He just have one amazing feature, which is where he's able to res invisible, but let's be honest, does this work all the time? No. In my case, it's usually like a 50-50 hit or miss with it. You either successfully get away with it, or it just screws your whole team over. Yes, his ultimate is amazing for him to get away, but that's what I mean, only him to get away. His team, he does not help his team one bit. And he's a very, very fun character to play, but that's about it. Now we hop up to the C tier legends. These are legends that are working their way up. They could have also been legends which are very good and now have been bombarded with nerfs where they're just not viable anymore. Or they're absolutely rubbish and have been getting buffed to the point where they're slowly climbing the list. Starting us off is Fuse. Fuse has become a much better legend over the seasons, especially with the introduction of the Rampage last season. The Rampage, if you do not know for some reason, using the Thermite allows you to power it up. And Fuse, his passive, is where he can stack ordnance, so that means he can carry more than one Thermite, for example. And due to this, he's become an absolute gem. I love the way he can count fuses to open blast vaults. But I do wish that one thing that they could do to him as a buff in the future is to allow him cluster grenades to actually open the vaults itself instead of using an actual grenade. Speaking about his clusters are actually very, very good. They're also very good for breaking down doors, which players could be inside of. Not inside of the doors, but you know what I mean. At the end of the day, I think his ultimate that brings him down. His ultimate is just so easy to escape and it's really not that viable. There's only been 1 or 2 times where I've actually seen a successful Fuse ultimate. It's really not that common. I think Fuse has the potential to become a really, really good legend, but there's just something missing. Joining Fuse is Revenant. Rev has always been a struggle for me. He's either a really, really good legend or he's absolutely shocking. He seems like one of the best legends you could have. He was absolutely hyped up. It was hyped up during all the leaks, so when it came out, it was an absolute disappointment. And I think just because of that, he's always been placed lower than he realistically should be. His ultimate is amazing. I feel like he could have something more with his passive though. His passive is climbing up a lot more, which other legends can't, and also can move fast when crouching. But moving fast with crouching, it just sounds ridiculous. There should be something more for him. Again, just like Fuse, he has such a potential to be so much better than he actually is. The final legend in C tier is Caustic. Caustic has been absolutely brilliant to me this season. He's absolutely amazing in ranked as well. But the brand new map seems to be very open, and this is where Caustic lacks in. There's not that many buildings, but because of that, when you come across one, they tend to be already filled with people. As it's very open, Caustic does not work in that kind of area. On a map like Kings Canyon or World's Edge, he's got to be absolutely amazing. I know World's Edge is part of the rotation. He could realistically be placed a little bit higher, but at the moment, he's in C. All I could say is that his tactical could use a little bit of work. It could do a little bit more damage, or it could add a little bit more effect to someone. I'm not too sure what that is. Obviously, I'm not a dev. I don't work on the game, but I feel like they could have been tweaked a little bit. Caustic is very viable still, and I think he's very high C tier and possibly low B tier. Speaking about B tier, these legends are at the start of one of the best that you should be playing. These are either the people that are one step away from being some of the best in the game, or the former best in the game, which are now been nerfed to the point where they're just mediocre or just better than the rest. Starting us off in B tier is Loba. Having a Loba in a ranked game can be absolutely clutch at times. Being able to put a black market down and getting some meds and ammo is absolutely amazing. Her bracelet is amazing. It doesn't really work for the team, obviously, because it's a solo thing, not everyone can use a bracelet. I love the way that you can like slide and it takes less time to put the bracelet back on now. Again, I feel like there's something missing. If there's not something missing, other people just need to be nerfed for her to be buffed. if you get me. Loba is absolutely amazing addition to the game, and also an amazing addition to your team, and has slowly been climbing the ranks for me. But there are just legends that are better than her. She is an absolute amazing character, but they all have to base fairly, ranked, and judged the same. So for this, she's in beta. Along with Loba, we have Seer, which was obviously introduced to us last season. He's a relatively new character, and he's a very good tracker legend, and I think he's one of the main reasons why Crypto has been bumped down so far this season. He's basically just a better Crypto. Being able to see where people are, and not only that, as well as their health, is absolutely insane. He's an absolutely incredible legend, but has been placed in beta due to other legends being just better than him. That's all it takes. Bangalore is also in beta. She's probably higher of the beta group. This is due to her amazing attacking abilities. She's a solo and a team legend, which is all this game is about, being able to fight on your own and help the team in the process. Her smoke's amazing too, but I feel like her ultimate could be tweaked a little bit. Her ultimate has really not changed much at all in the years that this game has been out. Very easy to get away from. It's very countable now at the moment, along with especially with the Watson buff, but we will get onto that very soon. But just because Bangalore is such a good legend, she's not overpowered. That's the thing. She's just perfect for the game, and because of this, she can't compete with some of the legends above. But yeah, I guess her ultimate could be a little bit better, or other people need to be nerfed for her to be put into A tier. She's very, very close. I'm personally used to be Bangalore main, and I absolutely love playing her. She's absolutely an amazing character to play. She's just not caught in the very, very top yet. At the moment, she's a very high B, a future A, and possibly, if she gets some buffs, possible S tier legend. The final legend in B tier is Rampart. Rampart seems to go under the radar a little bit. She seems to be, in my eyes, still underrated, and I have no idea why. She had a recent buff, I think it was last season, where she can now move with Sheila, which is absolutely, it is mind-blowing. She can walk around with a minigun, for Christ's sake, and she's still underrated. This is where Rampart becomes a future A or even S tier. She's absolutely incredible in my eyes, and you can't go wrong with her in your team. Her barriers are stupid and annoying to play against, and that's what makes her good. Moving on to some of the best legends in the game, we have A tier, and these are some of the legends which you should be implementing into your games. If you never thought about these legends before, then you really need to do so, and we're starting off with a surprising one, which is Watson. Watson is the only legend that got a buff this season. Every other legend stay the same, but they've been ranked up and down due to Watson's buffs. This season is basically all wrapped around Watson, as she's the only one that's been buffed. But because of this doesn't mean that other legends could be better. It's just because they're in the right place at this moment in time. They could always be better, but it could unbalance the meta a little bit. So I understand why they've done it. So the first thing that's changed with Watson is that she can place her tactical and ultimate above her eye line. She can look up a mountain and place her tactical and ultimate up there. Her ultimate is now like it used to be. It's now there forever until it gets destroyed by an enemy. It also only zaps things in its eyesight. So if her ultimate was placed in a building, a grenade was thrown at the door, it would already get zapped without it even being inside the building. Now it would only be zapped if it's inside the building. So if a Gibby ult is struck on your building, her ultimate wouldn't do anything at all because it won't actually get inside the building, if you get me. One of the big things that's changed is that her ultimate used to give infinite shields, but now it only gives 250 shields at a time. But this is all leveled out as it's like 10 times quicker than it used to be. I think it's like 250 times quicker than it used to be. It's something ridiculous like that. You get your shields so fast now with Watson. With her ultimate, that is. Her fences have also been buffed, like, incredibly. If you got stunned by a Watson fence now, you would only be stunned for 1.5 seconds. If you get stunned by a Watson fence in the brand new season, you're being stunned for 3 whole seconds. This is game changing. This is where Watson's been taken from like a B, a C tier legend even, all the way up to an A, and possible very close to an S tier, I'd say. Next up in A tier is Lifeline. I think Lifeline is kind of like a foundation for Apex. She's always going to be good. She's never not going to be bad. She's like one of the only main healing characters within Apex. And this is what makes her so good, is she's got no one really to compete with. Drone is amazing for its heals and its now resurrection, which is absolutely insane. Lifeline is always a great addition to your team, and you can never go wrong with her. Next up is Pathfinder. I think he's been A tier for a couple seasons now, but he's not reached S tier yet. He always used to be S tier around season 0, season 1, possible season 2. Possible even further than that, but recently in the past few seasons he's been down in A. At the moment he's mediocre, but when I say mediocre, I mean he's mediocre for Pathfinder. Pathfinder's always got to be incredible. He's amazing for the team, he's amazing for solo, using zipline to get in and out of fights, he's brilliant. He's an amazing legend to play on his own, which is what you'll love to see in Apex. but he isn't quite reaching the requirements for S tier in my eyes. The same goes for Wraith. She ticks every single box and is absolutely brilliant in Battlefield, but there was a time when she dominated the whole pick rate. Everyone was picking her, everyone was a Wraith main. I mean, there's a whole meme about her, for Christ's sake. She is still a very good legend, but isn't hitting the S tier just because new legends come along and she doesn't get picked as much, and so the devs don't buff or nerf her, as she seems to be in the right place now. Octane is also sitting in A tier due to being a very good solo player, and also decent with the team as well. He's very good in his own with his stims, getting in and out of fights, but also his bounce pad, his launch pad. The rotations for the team are absolutely incredible. Being able to double jump, being able to slide and go further, jump on them to go higher, the possibilities are beautiful. He's better than ever, and his pick rate has slowly been climbing up until the last few seasons where he's absolutely exploded. He seems to be gone from an unheard legend to absolutely everybody playing him, which is great for me to hear, as I've practically been an Octane main since he came out. But the same as Pathfinder, as he ticks most of the boxes, he's also incredibly fun to play as well. Our final legend in A tier is Bloodhound. Bloodhound, I think last season I put as S tier, now he's down to A. I thought with the introduction of Say, Bloodhound would be put way down and Say would overtake his spot, but I was proven wrong. In my opinion, Bloodhound is still the best tracker legend out there. Having his scans on frequent reload is absolutely amazing. His cooldown's not that long anymore. And don't get me started, his ultimate, in my opinion, is possibly one of the best solo ultimates in the game. I mean, you can keep going for so long by his ultimate recharging every time you get a kill. It makes his ultimate unmatchable in my eyes. Now to the final tier, and officially, in my personal opinion, the best legends in Season 11. Starting us off is actually Valkyrie. Recently, her pick rate has shot through the roof, and one of my old tip videos on her has actually started to gain more traction as well. The main thing that takes her to one of the top spots is actually her ultimate. If you didn't know, on the brand new map there are no jump towers anywhere, and her ultimate kind of acts like a portable jump tower. I'm telling you now, her pick rate is going to go up even more when this new map releases, which is obviously today. The rotations that she's got to be able to supply her team is going to be absolutely brilliant, and I feel like she's going to be a top pick for competitive. Next up is actually the brand new legend Ash. Her passive seems insane. Being able to scan a death box and seeing where the actual killer is is absolutely mind blowing to me. And her ultimate is kind of like a mini Wraith portal that goes one way. And it seems to bring a brand new mechanic to the game. I'll throw it around on screen. In the trailer, she seems to teleport upwards with her sword. And that's a brand new mechanic which we haven't actually seen in the game before. I'm telling you now, she's got to absolutely dominate pub stomping, but I'm not too sure about ranked yet. That's something we'll find out in a couple more weeks. Finally in S tier, if you haven't noticed already, is actually Horizon. Her tactical still allowing her and her team to reach unheard of heights is still amazing. When she first came out, she was a staple to the game, and it seems like she's here to stay. She's an amazing pick for comp, and I think that she's going to go up even more this season due to her ultimate and the new map that we're on. It's very open. Her ultimate is going to be absolutely insane. But yeah, like I said, when she first came out, she became an absolute staple in the Apex games, and I feel like she's here to stay. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of the video. If you did enjoy, make sure to go down and leave a like and subscribe. And don't forget, I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers by Christmas. At the moment recording, we're only 15 subs away. By this video's out, I actually don't know if we might have hit it already. I don't actually know. If we haven't hit it, make sure to go down and subscribe. Even if we have hit it, every single subscriber is appreciated. And there's always new milestones to be hit. Once again, thank you guys so much for it recently. It's been my pleasure. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. In a bit.